Chalo, let's start. First of all, what we have done, I think I am audible enough. Yes. Earlier we have covered what actually tort is, what is a simple understanding with respect to the prospects of the tort, what is civil wrong, what is known as act, what is damages, what are all the injuries, what are types of injury, why tort is different from criminal, contractual, quasi-contractual. We have covered major aspects. Now what we are covering here is the liability. So whenever we are talking about if there is an injury, the definition of the tort had very clearly stated that it is a civil wrong. That particular civil wrong is going to come along with the liability. That liability is unliquidated. Okay. Now for unliquidated damages, but it is going to be different from a contract law. Okay. Now important element in that is the liability. Now I said liability is liquidated or unliquidated. Unliquidated is always in the tort, liquidated are in the contract, because there is an arrangement, there is an agreement. So because of the arrangement and agreement, it is very feasible and expressly can be seen that there is certain arrangement. Now whenever we are talking about liability, we have to understand how the liability comes into the picture. Basically, the liability has four different parameters. What are those? First is fault. Liability will come into a picture when there is some wrong, some act or some abstainment from doing that act. Means either I have done something or I have abstained from doing certain thing which I was responsible to do. Means there is certain fault. So liability will come into a picture when there is a fault. Now, once the act has been done, once the fault has been carried out or fault has been committed, second comes the damages. Means already we got injured, we sustained injury. After the injury or we have sustained an injury, I will seek for a damages. Damages I will claim for a compensation. So there are various elements in the compensation. In injury means whenever I am talking about injury means any act which has been committed has caused certain injury to me. That injury has to be legally recognized. Earlier also I said whenever I am dealing with the liability, we have to be precise very much that injury should be of legal nature. Means injury should be of legally recognized. So whenever I am talking about a liability, there will be an injury, and this injury will be legally recognized. I said now, law being a very wider concept, it is not easy for one to ascertain whether this particular term will be called injury or not, because there are the n number of the situations where the injury in one situation will not cause the injury in the second situation. Okay. So means in one situation that particular thing or particular act will be called as an injury, whereas in the second situation, second court might come with a wider aspect or understanding and might call that this is not an injury. So whenever we are dealing with an injury, we have to understand the fault or the act which has been committed, whether that particular act comes in the purview of the tort or not. I said ना wrongdoer, civil wrong होना चाहिए. Civil wrong should come with a negligence, but that negligence should not collaborate with the intention. If the negligence is duly collaborating with the intention, then it becomes a criminal offence. So whenever I am talking about a fault or an injury, I have to ascertain two important discussion is that this particular fault is due to negligence. Either that negligence was with intention or without intention. There might be an innocent negligence also. You might have covered a vicarious and the strict liability. When the negligence is there, no matter the innocent negligence is there was no intention is committing that particular negligence. But still that negligence amount to a tort because there is a strict liability. Why strict liability? Strict liability is trying to link the master and servant relationship. That is known as principal and agent relationship. Means any act which has been committed by the inferior, the superior of that particular position will be held liable. Now, fault. Whenever fault we are talking about, I said strict liability. I am first covering the strict liability. There is the n number of the situation where it becomes necessary the liability has to be fixed. For an example, if some act has been committed by an agent, some act has been committed by an agent on behalf of his principal. So whatever tort is committed, the principal cannot deny that this was not given, I have not given the consent. Now, the act of an agent or act of the servant might be under the express or implied consent. It might be a situation that formally he has stated something to do something and he acted on that particular instruction and the tort has been committed. Now, whenever we are talking about the relationship of director and the employee, whenever we are speaking about the relationship of a director of the company and the employee, any employee who is acting intra vires, what is intra vires? Within the authority and within the discretion which it has been assigned with, it is acting within the discretion and the authority of the organization, that whatever act which has been resulting into the tort, the company cannot deny that particular liability. We have to understand the term which is known as the intra vires and ultra vires. Whenever we are talking about any act which is committed by agent in contravention to an ultra vires, if he has acted something in ultra vires beyond the capacity and beyond the consent of the principal, in that particular situation, the principal will not be held liable, the agent will be held liable in his personal capacity. Okay. Now, I have already covered in the earlier lecture that whenever I am talking about negligence, the gross negligence is the negligence which is not acceptable. Doctor who was asked to carry operation of the right eyes, instead of carrying an operation or operating a patient for a right eye, he operated him for the left eyes. So definitely there is a gross negligence. Means, and second, whenever I am talking about negligence, okay, I said being a human being, I cannot say that I am perfect, truly perfect person. I might commit something or I might commit some wrong that every layman is predicted to commit. So in that particular situation, my liability will be minimum. Okay, but there might be a situation where I committed something with a gross negligence. Means I was aware that I should maintain the clock. Of that particular premises. Instead of maintaining that particular clock, I was negligent enough to carry a day-to-day maintenance of that clock, because of which the accident has taken place. Now it is my gross negligence, because of which I am bound into that particular act. Intention, I already covered in the earlier lecture. Whenever I am talking about intention, there is an innocent mistake and natural mistake. Whenever I am talking about innocent means something which has been done in an innocent way. Necessity was an example. The purpose and the hour of the movement was requiring that particular person to carry that particular thing. He knew with an intention, by throwing a consignment in the water, it will lead to a loss to a company. I was well aware. When I was carrying that particular act, I was very much vigilant that throwing the consignment in a water will cause a loss to a company. Still, I decided to act in that particular way. I was having an intention to throw a consignment in the water. I was having clear intention the company might occur a loss. But that intention, that act was for a necessity. Okay, so whenever we are considering the element of the tort, we have to take care that there is an innocent or not, there is an innocent negligence or not. Any negligence which is of very trivial nature, which can be compensated or which can be covered up, should be covered here. So whenever I am talking about a fault, we are very much clear: negligence and intention. Earlier also I said there are two important components in a civil wrong. Civil wrong means that is fault. Civil wrong means fault. What fault? Civil wrong में fault क्या होगा? That negligence will be there or an intention. Only negligence tort 1 and 2 दोनों रहेगा तो criminal act. Okay, but there is an exception to that. Exception is that innocent, something which was committed, there was intention also and there was negligence also. In that all the situation, it will not be held liable. Now, damages. I have covered in the earlier lecture. Whenever we are covering the damages, we have to understand that in CP also, pecuniary means monetary. Pecuniary means monetary or a claim. Monetary or a claim. So damages can be come in a pecuniary form or non-pecuniary form. Means in a monetary form or a non-monetary form. Whenever I am talking about a monetary form, means few transactions. For an example, I was driving a Lamborghini. And while driving a Lamborghini, I know I can't afford Lamborghini. Let's have some other factor. Nano. I was riding a Nano. While riding a Nano, somebody dashed me with his bike, and bike was Hayabusa. Now, while dashing a bike Hayabusa in my Nano, the person can kind of look at the act and can ascertain the actual damages might be between 1 lakh to 1 lakh भी ज़्यादा बोल दिया 40,000 to 50,000 1 लाख की तो गाड़ी है 40 to 50 के बीच में डैमेज हुआ होगा उसके ऊपर मीन्स इजीली ascertainable one can use the conscious and can ascertain the valuation. So means loss of earning और loss of earning में कैसा होगा? If for an example somebody trespasses upon your premises, if that trespass has not taken upon your premises, you might have let that particular land for an event, either for open ceremony, either for a garba or any other festival. You might have earned the earning. Now because somebody has trespassed upon your premises, you are losing some earning, and that earning can be easily calculated. So that means loss of earning is there. Means few situations are there in which prima facie the act can be easily speaking about it act. Means the accident is sufficient enough to let you know that this is amount of damages, or on contrary to that, अगर आप उबर की गाड़ी थे नैनो था, I was giving it out for a Uber, I was using it for a Ola, now car has been damaged, it will go to a service center, I will lose money for 10 days or 15 days. So that is my loss of earning. Second is medical and healthcare. Medical and healthcare, while I was riding a Nano, bike has hit me, because of which I also sustained a physical injury. Injury minor, medical expenses, whatever expenses are there, that will be covered. Second is that if I sustain severe injury, that I will be for a bad return for a 3 months, 4 months or a 5 months. In that particular situation, whatever the health care, because I require somebody to take care of me, because I am bad return, I cannot work, I cannot carry my own day-to-day activities. So I have to hire somebody to take care of me. So in all the situation, medical is there. Loss of money is known as Meson profit. Is known as a Meson profit. Meson profit is something whereby you are procuring the thing which belongs to other and you are enjoying that particular leverage. For an example, trespassment, you are using my land. Because of you are using my land, the money which I can earn, at present you are using that particular benefit instead of I being using that benefit. So that particular portion is known as Meson profit. Okay. Non-pecuniary means which cannot be monetary calculated. Mental agony is there. I have sustained mental agony. I have sustained pain, suffering. I have sustained nervous failure. Nervous shock हो गया मुझे. I am not able to recall. I lost my consciousness because of that trauma. Okay, so whatever physical or mental which is not tangible, it is something emotionally attached to some particular person, which cannot be valued in the money, which cannot be valued in the monetary aspect. That all will come into the non-pecuniary element. So damages are pecuniary and non-pecuniary. Fault में strict liability, negligent, gross negligent, and intention. Now comes the injury. I have already discussed, whenever I am talking about an injury will either take place for a bodily part or for a property. Whenever I am talking about bodily part, assault, battery, false imprisonment, defamation. Now assault means something which has been done to create a fear, apprehension in the mind that I will lead a grievous injury upon you. Means I act in something. For an example, he is sitting on a front bench. I in anger, I said I will throw this, and because of this fear, he suffered nervous failure. He suffered a trauma. Because of that particular shock, he has some mental issues now building in his body. Okay, हम लोग बोलते हैं ना बच्चों के सामने कभी भी ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, because उसको nervous failure हो जाएगा. So if he sustains certain injury that is known as assault. Okay, whenever I'm talking about battery, battery is the term which is very in a tortious or a legal mode, but in India battery is known as criminal force. Battery is known as a criminal force which is covered in IPC 350-351 के करीब होगा criminal force में. Okay, whenever I'm talking about battery, in a battery क्या चाहिए? Body to body touch होना mandatory है. If there is no body to body touch, in that particular situation, battery cannot be said to be taken place. Okay. Now, best example in the legal language you can see of a battery is that there was one occasion in which fire brigade or fire officer was there. He was trying to extinguish the fire, and suddenly the person was standing next to it, touch him and said, sir, this side also fire has been taken place. So touching the officer, officer claimed for a battery, but court said, Baba, this is not a battery. Okay, this is a very triple nature. Okay, you can't claim a battery for this. Battery means something, there is a touch, but apart from a touch there is a injury. There is a injury. Okay, now I said now tort is a very wider aspect. Every judges use his own discretion to ascertain the parameters, but whenever I am talking about a battery, we have to understand battery में touch is very much important. If touch to touch has taken place with an intention to cause an injury, with an intention to cause an injury, or there is negligent because of which the injury is caused, the battery will take place. Okay. Now false imprisonment. False imprisonment I already said in a legal language आपका writ of habeas corpus. If the writ of habeas corpus is exercised, that means you have a body in your part, means you have something. But if that particular false imprisonment has not been taken by the public authority, it has been taken by the private authority, private person, public करेगा तो habeas corpus. Okay. When I'm talking about the private means an individual person has confined you. Now that confinement will be with an intention, means innocent mistake हो सकता है ऐसे ना. He was in the classroom, peon wrongly locked the room, he went, he was inside the home, inside this particular room for one whole day, and because of which he sustained nervous failure. So all these parameters are there. False imprisonment हो गया, गलती से arrest हो गया, गलती से बंद हो गया. But intention is there or not, but negligence is important. Okay. Third is the defamation. Defamation means the person who is tarnishing the reputation of any person. Tarnishing the reputation of that particular person. Either it can be intentionally or not intentionally. But his reputation has been tarnished or ruptured. Okay. Now, defamation we have studied two important parameters. Slender and slender मतलब spoken. Label मतलब very good. So whenever I am talking about the defamation can be either of a slender nature or a liberal nature. Slender में where we make certain statement in a public domain. Now I have also given you one example that any statement which is made in a privilege information. For an example, he being an attorney, I went to him, I said something about the principal of this college. That is not good for his reputation. But that communication has been established with a privilege. Now, he breached that privilege and put it in a public domain. So, for that particular information, I am not liable because he is entitled to maintain that privilege. Okay, but certain information which has been made in a public domain with the proper intention to rupture or damage your reputation, for that the defamation is the recourse. Now, defamation is the remedy which is available in the civil also and criminal also. In a criminal, there is an exclusive provision, I think 500, section 500 of IPC, tentatively, search it out whether I am right or not. Section 500 of an IPC, defamation is a criminal, I think so. देखो ना please. Section 500 of an IPC. Please. So whenever I am talking about a defamation, and civil also you have a remedy. Okay? Right? Okay. So 500 in IPC, defamation is the provision in a criminal. Whereas in a civil also you have a provision for a defamation. So whenever I am talking about a defamation, we have to understand you cannot rupture or you cannot destroy the reputation of any person in a society. because of that issue, he might sustain a business loss also, he might sustain a damages also. For an example, I am a trader. Now false information has been circulated about me that I am carrying a fraud upon the people. Now because of this information, now nobody is ready to give me carry a commercial transaction with me. Because of which I have been subjected to damages of pecuniary nature. I have been subjected to the loss of earning, because the amount of earning which I was earning, which I was creating earlier, now I am not able to compensate that. The cause is, the reason is that because the false information has been circulated against me, for which I have not done anything. Okay. Now, whenever I am talking about the defamation, we also have to understand that defamation cannot be claimed for any information which is true. If I am making certain comments, certain fact in a public domain, which is true, then for that particular statement, nobody can held me responsible. Any communication which is made to a statutory authorities, in a court, in a trial, in a proceeding, for that also no defamation can be done. Any communication which is made inside the House of Parliament, in that also no defamation can be made. But defamation can be made if your reputation is been tarnished. Okay? Injury against person. Now, injury against the property. Whenever I am talking about a private wrong, means any person who has trespassed upon my property without my consent, who has entered upon my property. उधर कनेक्ट किया था